Every day starts out the same for me. I get up, sometimes I make a cup of coffee, sometimes I don't. But usually I walk out to the kennel. Pet a cat or two. Put out all the dogs. Clean up all the crates. And then go back to the house to get ready for class. I stay home and take care of the dogs while my parents go to dog shows. It gets kind of boring. Also, I don't get much human interaction, so I talk to the dogs a lot. Conversation isn't very stimulating. Their responses usually aren't all that great, you know?
I just got out of college algebra. Because I've put it off for 3 years. So now I'm here, not knowing what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. My brain wants to melt. Now I get to go and take care of 20-something dogs. Why did I come home? Why did I come home? I think I need to sleep for 4 days, maybe more. I don't know anymore. I had an entirely different purpose for this video. I had plans. I actually had most of this video done. And then I had like everything change. Not everything, but like my outlook on things change. I go to class. I do. I love it. I still have no idea what I want to do. Everyone always asks me like, oh, what are you majoring in? You know, what are you doing? And I tell them like, oh, I'm taking classes on digital media, stuff like that, you know? And then they always want to ask questions more about that. They're like, well, okay, what are you going to do with that? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm good at doing what I've done my entire life, which is taking care of dogs. I'm good at that. I don't want to continue to do that. But that's what I'm good at, right? Every single time I get out of a class, it doesn't matter if it's college algebra or if it's one of my social media classes, every time I get out of class, I have a mini breakdown. Because I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I here? And then I come and sit outside, like I am right now, and I watch my dogs, and I'm like, aw, they're so cute. This is easy. I can't just leave, you know? I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. And I'm rewatching this entire video that I'm making that I had a whole script for. I had a whole idea, and then everything just kind of blew up and changed. It's never quiet, is it? It's just, I never get a quiet moment. There's always a dog barking. There's always something to do. I guess in this next part, I'm going to have a video explaining what just happened and what has changed for me. So I need more Germ-X. I just unloaded a bunch of stuff from this Sprinter, obviously. But everything I unloaded came from a family friend's house. And the town I graduated high school from, the town I lived in for the vast majority of my life, I moved away from, well, my parents and I moved away from a year ago. We moved away from there a year ago. So, but we still have friends who live there and stuff. And one of our very close family friends, she was in her late 60s. Well, she just passed away from COVID. It's kind of strange. She had one of our dogs, and she called my mom the day she went into the hospital and was like, I need you to go pick up Sentry. I'm going to the hospital. I tested positive for COVID. It's not looking good. And my mom was like, okay, well, I'll go get the dog. Everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. And so we went and got the dog, and he's been at our house for two weeks, maybe. And Saturday, so 3 days ago, we all got messages from her son saying Hey, my mom just passed away. This is the 4th family member we've lost from COVID. Okay, cool, thanks. That was our really close family friend. We get it, she was your mom. Or you're just gonna casually tell us in a text. This Great Dane is very upset that I am over here talking, but not talking to him. Sir! Solo! Hush, man! I don't know why I'm trying to tell them to hush. Every single day of my life is loud and has some sort of dog crying. So that's just gonna be part of this, I guess, is that everything is loud. There's always gonna be background noise. Anyways. So yesterday I went with my mom to go and pick up all of our stuff that was at our family friend's house. We walked into the house and it was like nothing had changed. Like her coffee cup was still sitting on her little table next to her recliner. And I mean, it was moldy now because it had been sitting there for 2 weeks, but it was still there. That was hard. That was so hard to watch my mom go in there. So, we lost our family friend. I didn't realize how involved in my life she was until after she was gone. And it's just so strange. It's so strange to, one, we went to her house, my mom and I, we went to her house because we had to get stuff because she had a bunch of our stuff over at her house because, I mean, we were there all the time. And although my mom wasn't actually one of her kids, she treated her like her kid, like her daughter. She didn't have a daughter, but she called my mom the daughter she never had, right? So she had told my mom and I so many times when we'd gone over there, she was like, I don't want my boys coming to the house and seeing this house a mess like it is. I want you guys, if anything is to ever happen to me, please come in here and please clean this up and please help me because I don't want them to ever see this. And my mom and I promised we would do that, thinking it would be years and years away. And then when we went into her house the other day, one of her sons had already come in and was going through stuff because he wanted to find something to bury her in. And he didn't ask us or talk to us, which we're not technically her family, so he doesn't have to. But he called my mom 5 minutes after us being in the house. He called my mom and he was like, hey Terry, what was my mama's favorite color? What would she want the inside of her casket to be like? And my mom was like, blue. Anytime we would go shopping, she liked blues. He's calling. Her son is calling my mom to ask what's her favorite color. But then we don't know when the service is. We don't get a say in much because we're not actually her family. But we still went over to the house and we got all of our stuff and we picked it up, cleaned everything up that we could. And after we got everything that we needed and we'd picked up some of the stuff, my mom walked into the front room of her house and was like, Taylor, I talked to her on the phone a week ago. She was in the hospital and I talked to her on the phone. Right before she was put on the ventilator, I talked to her. And I was like, I know, Mom, I was there. She was like, this isn't real. I'm so mad at her. She wasn't supposed to die. And I was like, I know, that sucks. It's what everyone feels like when they lose a loved one. Because I don't know what to tell my mom at this moment. I'm looking at my mom, and in this point in time, we're the same height, but I feel like I'm supposed to be the bigger person here. I'm supposed to be the one who is holding my mom while she's crying. And she just breaks down and sits down on the couch and just starts crying. I've not seen my mom cry like that since I was really little. And she lost her brother. I haven't seen her cry like that. I just hugged my mom and I was like, I'm not gonna cry because she's crying enough for the both of us. I'm not gonna cry in this situation. I'm just gonna be here for my mom. And I was like, okay, we got everything we need. We've gotta go because it's not helping you to just stay here in this house. So I grab her and get her in the car and we go home. And on the way home, I just started thinking of how many times that woman had been in my life. She would pick me up from school on my birthday and take me to Dallas to go see my mom because they were always in Dallas at a dog show. She would drive 3 hours out of her way to take me to Dallas and spend the day with us at the dog show. I didn't know this, but my mom told me. She was like, she was in the hospital room the day you were born. She's like, she's been there with me for everything. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Part of me doesn't want to do this project anymore. Part of me doesn't want to go to class. I have no motivation for anything. And this happened before our family friend passed away, and now it's just worse. Like, I don't want to do anything. I didn't think it was gonna affect me this bad. Like, when she went to the hospital, I knew things weren't gonna look good from there. But I didn't think it was gonna affect me as much as it is. I'm sorry. I hope I get this project done. I'm gonna try and get back on track and get this done.
I don't know what I'm going to do anymore, but I know life changes, and that's okay. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna dance and play in the rain.